So let's look at the review of literature on pediatric autoimmune neuropsychiatric disorder associated with streptococcal infections. To introduce the findings of OCD and its temporal correlation with the group A beta hemolytic strep has suggested there is an etiological link between the two. In 1998, NIMH research group suggested the term pediatric autoimmune neuropsychiatric disorder associated with streptococcal infection, that is PANDAS. Looking at the pathophysiology, it has been suggested that the anti-neuronal antibodies, that is anti-brain and anti-basal ganglia antibodies, do something called as molecular mimicry and cross-react with normal neuronal tissue, leading to immune-mediated altered neuronal signaling. Anti-basal ganglia antibody, that is ABGA, titers are found to be higher in OCD compared to general population, which supports an immune-mediated pathogenesis. It has suggested that such molecular mimicry might influence neuronal signal transduction, leading to alterations in behavior and movement control. Even if such an association has been proven, the causal relationship between the infection and the OCD features that start subsequently, the pathophysiology and the clinical implication of the same are all remain controversial. Looking at the diagnostic criteria that NIMH gave, first is features of OCD. Some of them are classic OCD, tic disorder, or both, a pediatric onset, and episodic course, abrupt onset with dramatic exacerbations, a temporal association with group A beta hemolytic strep infection, and neurological abnormalities during these exacerbations. Now, what did our patient have? He had tics, he had a pediatric onset, it was an abrupt onset with dramatic exacerbations, and there was temporal association with group A beta hemolytic strep infection. Now, the diagnostic criteria themselves are not without their own fair share of criticisms. One is that the pediatric onset lacked specificity to differentiate from the tic disorder, which in nearly 75% cases has a prepubertal onset. The second criteria of episodic course, abrupt onset and dramatic exacerbation has itself also been criticized because some studies describe similar processes also seen in adults which have an infection of group A beta hemolytic strep followed by OCD or tics. The fourth criteria, that is neuropsychiatric comorbidities, neurological abnormalities, there is a compounding factor because of the neuropsychiatric comorbidities which are very common in childhood, like ADHD, major depressive disorder, anxiety disorder, separation anxiety disorder, enuresis. Therefore, the discriminating capacity of this criteria falters. Also, the temporal association has itself also been criticized because an association does not necessarily mean causality. Also, other microbes have been implicated. Looking at the MRI, what does the MRI suggest? In PANDAS, it has been suggested that MRI very commonly has a significant enlargement of chordate, putamen, and globus pallidus. It is very interesting to note that the immunomodulated treatments of PANDAS with plasma exchange and IVIG normalize these findings on MRI. Further, it means that these findings of basal ganglia are reversible. Looking at the treatment, what does the data suggest? The obsessive compulsive and tic features of PANDAS do successfully reverse in most cases with serotonergic drug, that is SSRIs, and combined therapy. Though even many studies have suggested that a large group of patients remain unsatisfactory, but subsequent studies have suggested that children in which OCD is not attributable to PANDAS, they have similar prevalence of non-responders. Immunomodulatory interventions like plasma exchange, IVIG, they showed improvement and it has been measured on child Vivox as well, and also with Tourette syndrome unified rating scale. This specificity of immunotherapy, in which immunotherapies are ineffective in children with a resistant OCD without a preceding strep infection, do not respond. The patient who has OCD not preceded by an infection do not respond to immunotherapies, but the patient who did, they do respond. So this reinforces the pathophysiology which we believe is to be autoimmune. What are the treatment guidelines suggesting? It has been suggested that penicillin, amoxicillin, a combination of amoxicillin with clavulanate and cephalosporin are effective during the acute exacerbation of symptoms, and also during these symptoms, they effectively resolve the OCD symptoms, the anxiety symptoms, and tics within an average of 14 days. It also has been suggested that penicillin prophylaxis in these cases is fairly effective, to manage all the symptoms of PANDAS. Now, so what is the take-home message from this? One, that PANDAS is a distinct clinical entity. There is evidence for autoimmune pathogenesis, that the pathophysiology of autoimmune versus non-autoimmune OCD needs research, and such a research might open new insights into understanding the pathogenesis of resistant OCD. Thank you. I would like to call upon Dr. Pooja for the case number